I'm Detective Jesus. I'm the one who's been investigating the crash. You're under arrest for aggravated murder ×2, okay?
Should she be in prison for murder?
No.
So there was an incident that we believe Dominic may be involved.
What?
When was the last time you saw him?
Should she have been charged with reckless vehicular homicide, 2 counts?
I don't even...
Absolutely.
Bus dispatch.
Yes. Are you familiar where Progress coincides with Albion Road there in Strongsville?
Yep.
Yeah, just across the street from Progress, the building, there's a car that's smashed up against the building. They ran the curb. I can see they smashed the sign and hit the building. The car's trashed.
What really happened with Mackenzie Shirilla? On July 31st, 2022, 911 operators from the Strongsville Police Department received a harrowing call about a car crash. At that moment, they had no idea they were stepping into a case that would shock an entire community, a tragedy whose full horror wouldn't be revealed until they arrived at the scene.
No one's breathing. Oh my God, dude. This is bad, guys. She's alive. We got to get her out here. All right.
That is Shirilla Mackenzie, a 17-year-old student at Strongsville High School, out with friends to celebrate her 18th birthday, which was just 2 days away. But nothing could have prepared her for how the night would turn out to be one of Ohio's most disturbing mysteries.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
This is the worst I've ever seen.
When a police officer says this is the worst they've ever seen, you know the case has gotten really bad. In the vehicle with the 17-year-old were Davion Flanagan and Mackenzie's boyfriend, Dominic Russo.
There was an accident, okay, involving Mackenzie, Davion, and who we believe is Dominic. Both Davion and Dominic are deceased.
Oh, God!
Yeah.
Dominic, a 20-year-old, and 19-year-old Davion Flanagan were both killed on impact, while Shirilla, the driver of the car, survived, but with serious injuries. Dominic was a recent graduate and a goal-oriented man who dreamed of becoming a rapper. He was a business owner who ran several companies, including a clothing line. He met Mackenzie in high school, and the two were a great match, brushing off the age difference. The duo were inseparable and dated for 4 years before the incident. In the back seat was Davion Flanagan, Dominic's childhood friend, who connected over their mutual love for singing and songwriting. Davion was adopted at the age of 8 and went on to become a gifted athlete. The star athlete played football for the school team, where he was the starting running back. But he never let the popularity get to him. Beyond football, Davion was an all-around athlete who competed in track, baseball, basketball, and swimming. Due to football injuries, he developed a passion for barbing and would often style his friends and coaches. The 19-year-old was working full-time, saving for barber school, and planned to attend All-State Hairstyling and Barber College in Cleveland in the fall of 2023 to open his own barbershop, before the car crash that cut his life short. The sole survivor of the crash, Shirilla, was a student celebrity at Strongsville High School, known for her significant social media influence among the school's teens. Her Instagram was filled with her daily life, interests, experiences, and various lifestyle posts. She appeared to be someone who had a career in influencing, until tragedy struck. Some officers were dispatched to inform Mackenzie's parents of the news.
Always way to say this. Progress in Alameda, car into a building. 2 are deceased in the vehicle. Daughter's driving. Your daughter's okay. She's talking to us. I talked to her, okay? Your daughter's alive, okay?
At the beginning, even though police had their doubts, they considered that the crash could be a consequence of an innocent mistake on Mackenzie's end. However, as investigators dug deep into the incident, they began to notice certain inconsistencies and evidence of foul play. In the bid to get clues that could point them to the reason for the crash, the detectives combed the car, where they discovered several drugs, including hallucinogenic mushrooms. Now, the working theory is that the teens were pretty banged up after a party and crashed into the building. They would later discover that something more sinister was at play. But for now, they needed to get to the root of the drug theory.
It's right now, it's an ongoing investigation. Speed is definitely a factor. So are drugs. Full transparency here. There's drugs in the car. She had a bag of mushrooms on her and a scale.
After an officer broke the news to them, He informed the parents that drugs had been discovered in the vehicle. Mackenzie's mom was quick to suggest that the illegal substances found in the car could have belonged to one of the victims, despite knowing fully well that her daughter used drugs. As time went on, the drug theory could no longer hold ground. A little detail kept the detectives thinking. 1. The crash was unlike any DUI incident. Most importantly, the driver did not attempt to hit the brakes at any point before the crash. To make matters worse, only Mackenzie, the driver of the vehicle and the sole survivor, had her seatbelt on. Dominic and Davion did not have their seatbelts on. This minute detail would later become a crucial part of the investigation.
What does that mean? They were
Pockets. Yeah. That's the least your worries at this point, guys.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Once Mackenzie regained consciousness, she uploaded a picture of herself in a hospital bed. This selfie not only garnered her support from various people who had heard about the tragic case, but also earned her a large number of followers. When the detectives asked for answers, she claimed that she blacked out behind the wheel and could not remember anything that happened that night. In 3 weeks, Mackenzie was back to her normal life. She never turned up for Dominic or Davion's funerals. One could easily dismiss that and say the experience was a traumatic one for a 17-year-old. But she never acted as if the deaths meant something to her. She'd often brag about her drug use even when DUI was thought to be the initial cause of the crash. As if that were not enough, Mackenzie attended her first party on October 31st, 2022, exactly 3 months after the tragic crash. It was on Halloween, and out of all costumes in the world, she chose to rock this. That night, Mackenzie's TikTok page was filled with several pictures of the corpse costume, with fake blood smeared across her mouth. While some could defend the action as a teen attempting to have fun after a traumatic experience, dressing up like a corpse is incredibly insensitive, particularly when considering the victims' families. However, it didn't stop there. Mackenzie created more Halloween TikTok videos that revealed her true nature. This shocked everyone, especially Dom and Davion's parents. Interestingly, Mackenzie's parents supported the choice of costume. They even went so far as to defend her costume in public. Despite these actions from Mackenzie, investigators had no reason or solid evidence to launch a full investigation. But that would change one morning, when a member of Dom's family brought a clip recovered from Dom's phone just 10 days before the crash. This new evidence would bring a turnaround in the case. In the recorded video, Mackenzie repeatedly threatened Dom and even went as far as threatening to kill him. With this new discovery, the investigators now have grounds to reopen the case, except that this time, they will be investigating it as a double homicide. Not long after, Mackenzie's former boyfriend came into the picture. The interview investigators had with Tyler brought more perspective.
And you're not under arrest.
Yeah.
You walk out anytime you want. We have approximately 10 questions that we wanted to ask you.
Tyler would go on to give new information and damning details about Mackenzie that worried the detectives.
She's kind of just like how you would explain any girls, really, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're all over the place in some way.
She like mentally just not all there? I mean,
Yeah, I don't think she's just mentally all there. Like, I personally feel like she was trying to end that crash, and she failed on doing so, is what I feel like. And I feel like she had no regard for Davion, and I feel like they got in an argument, her and Dom, and she threatened to kill him. She's like, you know what I'm saying, like, made it to the point where
alluded to it?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, like, where she's just like, I hate life, like, shit like that, and like, but we were all obviously like, there for her, still trying to be friends with her and stuff like that, but our friend group probably fell out with Kenzie around like, after 10th grade.
During the interview, detectives were surprised to discover that Tyler and other friends in Mackenzie's chat group suspected the crash was intentional. Immediately they heard the news, something that took the police weeks to figure out.
We, like, when it first happened, that's definitely what everyone thought, was she was trying to do it on purpose. Like, that was the first thing that went into everyone's head.
Eventually, the detectives decrypted Mackenzie's phone and made jaw-dropping discoveries. For example, they discovered that she had visited that location multiple times days and weeks leading to the crash, suggesting that it could have been premeditated. After studying the CCTV footage from the crash, they concluded that the driver did not swerve or hit the brakes at any point before crashing. The vehicle's black box also showed Shirilla's right foot was pressing the accelerator to its full extent, and there was no attempt to slow or stop. Further reports from friends and family members of victims gave investigators enough to arrest Mackenzie. On August 14, 2023, Mackenzie Shirilla had one of her last court sessions. The lawyers of the victims argued that Mackenzie intentionally orchestrated the crash that led to the deaths of 2 victims. They added that her actions after the incident were proof that she didn't feel any remorse. Once she was back on her feet, she and her mother were hunting for modeling agencies that could employ her. When asked to give a closing statement before sentencing, this was what Mackenzie had to say.
The families of Dom and Davion, I'm so deeply sorry. I hope one day you can see I would never let this happen or do it on purpose. I wish I could remember what happened. I'm just so sorry. I'm heartbroken. I love Dom and Davion. We were all friends and Dom was my soulmate. I wish I could take all your pain away, and I'm so sorry.
Even at the point of sentencing, Mackenzie maintained her story that she could not recall anything that happened in the car that night. However, it seems that a lack of accountability runs in the Shirilla family. Natalie, Shirilla's mom, soon approached the mic to give one of the worst courtroom displays you'll ever see.
What was the other thing?
I'm hearing an awful lot about your daughter. I'm not hearing very much about the 2 dead people.
Dominic, okay, I'm asking you for leniency because this was a tragic accident that she does not remember. And Davion, he's a new friend. And I'm so sorry.
What does that mean? His life is worthless?
No. God, no, not at all. They all loved each other. They all spent every day together. You know what I mean? I don't know too much for him.
Isn't that part of the problem, Mrs. Shirilla?
Sorry?
Isn't that part of the problem, that they all trusted each other? Isn't that part of...
It's not a problem at all. It was
It's
wonderful.
a problem how they all ended up in the car together and 2 of them ended up dead.
I understand. I understand what it looks like. I'm saying that it was a tragic accident. She would never.
Well, we're going to have to disagree on that.
I understand.
Right. And I respect your position, but you disagree with me.
I understand. But anyway, that's it. I just wanted to address those. We told her to go to those things, and then she did go with Dom's family. So look at that. Don't look at it with the... Look on that with different eyes if you can, please.
Those things are not relevant.
Not at all. Not at all.
No,
not at all. But she's a good. If you would have a moment, all you would need is 5 minutes of a conversation to have with her to learn who she is. Just that you would just need 5 minutes to learn who she is and what she's capable of not doing and doing, and you would see for yourself. That's all. I'm so sorry, guys.
Thank you.
Mackenzie's defense attorney, James McDonnell, argued that the incident was a reckless homicide since no one could tell exactly what went down in the car that night. After hearing from all sides, Judge Nancy Margaret Russo gave her verdict.
Her actions were controlled, methodical, deliberate, intentional, and purposeful. This was not reckless driving. This was murder.
The now 20-year-old was found guilty of 4 counts of murder, 4 counts of felonious assault, 2 counts of aggravated vehicular homicide, 1 count of drug possession, and 1 count of possessing criminal tools. In the next week, Shirilla was sentenced to life imprisonment with the possibility of parole after 15 years. This was what Mackenzie's parents had to say about her incarceration.
Since her murder conviction, the parents of Mackenzie Shirilla are breaking their silence.
Should she be in prison for murder?
No, absolutely not.
Should she be in prison for aggravated vehicular homicide?
I don't even know about that aggravated part.
I don't know about the aggravated part because I don't think you can still say why was going on the car. Should she have been charged with reckless vehicular homicide, 2 counts?
I don't even...
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Not if it was medical.
Mackenzie Shirilla is being incarcerated at the Ohio Reformatory for Women. Her first opportunity for parole will be in October 2037. Some call her evil. Others say it was a mistake. The question is, what do you believe?